Hello guys, and welcome to my new house in Silver Lake. If you are a returning viewer, you might be a little bit confused as to why I'm in a new place. Since just 6 months ago, I moved to Hollywood. I'm not gonna get too deep into my reasons for moving out of Hollywood, but essentially it just wasn't a good fit for me for reasons pertaining to my health, my safety, and also just not feeling super at home there. I filmed a TikTok all about this. If you wanna watch it, I will link it below in the description box so you can check that out. The next thing I wanna tell you guys is that it's a miracle you're even watching this video. In a state of absolute negligence, I formatted my camera card that had all the footage on it. I was very bummed about this because, you know, even though it's cool to show you guys the space with all the stuff in it, I also think it's interesting to see a home when it's empty. That way, a year from now, if I wanted to look back at what the space looked like when it was empty, I would have footage of all of that. And well, yeah, I formatted the card, was very distraught. I was planning on just refilming a video and it being like a, I moved and here's what my house looks like with all the stuff in it type of video. One of my friends told me that there was software you could download to recover all of that footage. I've never had anything like this happen before, so I've never tried using that software, but it worked on every single clip except for the intro clip and all the footage of my living room. So what you're watching now is new footage. I'm literally recording this probably 2 or 3 days before this video is going live. Everything in the living room is gonna be new footage, and there will be furniture in the space because as much as I love continuity and seamless storytelling, I'm just not moving everything back out of the living room to try and salvage this video. It is painful that I am doing the video this way, but it was either doing it like this or not at all. Everything that you guys see after the living room will be the original empty apartment footage. With all that being said, come on in and let me show you my new home. All right, you guys, moving inside, we have my entryway, which connects to the living room. And I mean, when I saw this, I was like, yeah, this is home. I need to live here. Also, need to shut that. It's getting hot outside. Speaking of things getting hot, this house has air conditioning. My last one did not, and I'm really thankful to have this. I swear if you live in Los Angeles, you need air conditioning. Honestly, if you live anywhere in America, pretty much you need air conditioning. The planet is not getting any colder. So anyway, I'm gonna kind of just zoom around the house real quick so you can see, because the entryway, the living room, and yes, that's a staircase. We'll be going up that later. And the dining room over here, it all connects. But moving back to our entryway, look at how cute this is. This particular area I really like. I love the windows. I love even this like center beam thing here. It's an open space, but because of the different height variations and the ceiling and this beam, it's like somewhat sectioned off still. I don't really love open concept spaces, but this one makes sense and it feels good to be in. But yes, I love the landing here. I love the windows. There's a rubber tree outside, which actually just got trimmed, so it's a lot less lush right now, but you know, that's beautiful. The furniture I have in the space is all subject to change. In fact, most of it will. I mean, everything in the dining room is going. I actually just found 2 new accent chairs on Facebook Marketplace. I'm picking those up this weekend. The coffee table will probably stay. I haven't decided on that. My sofa, I really don't want to get rid of, but if you've watched my past couple videos, then you know I am getting a new sofa. It's currently being made right now. It's a very long wait period, but hopefully it'll be very worth it when it arrives. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this area. I mean, I don't hate the way it currently looks, but I do love the idea of getting a really long, big storage cabinet to kind of go across the whole wall. I know I'm gonna take these hooks down. They were left from the last tenant. But as for the rest of the space, let me know if you have any good ideas. Okay, and now our living room. One of my favorite parts of my last apartment was the ceilings. I'm so happy that this apartment also has cathedral ceilings. I think they look really great. I like the ceilings in this apartment more though, because they're sort of a warm beige khaki. In my last space, the ceiling was an ashy gray color, and I found that a lot of my furniture and decor was just didn't really work with it. I mentioned that all the items in the space are subject to change, but also so is the layout. The new sofa that I'm getting is much larger, and I'm thinking it's gonna need to kind of go across here. An alternative option would be that it goes here. This will probably go upstairs in a room that I am planning to turn into an office. I'm not 100% sure how I want to utilize this area, but I will figure it out. This door goes out to the balcony, which I'll show you in a little bit, and then this staircase goes to upstairs. I'll also show you that in a little bit. I have my mess of trinkets and candles that I'm trying to sort through. I've honestly donated and sold a lot of stuff, or just like found friends to give things to. I'm really trying to adopt the philosophy of, if it's in my house, I need to really be in love with it. But living in LA, you just come across so many cute things and you're like, oh, I have to buy this because I might want to use that at some point, or give it to a friend who might want it for their space. I'm not going to say too much on the dining area, aside from in a couple weeks, all the furniture will be gone. Gonna start fresh in here. I'm gonna swap this light fixture out. I'm also gonna swap that one, and that one. These curtain rods will be going. I am trying to decide if I want to do curtains in here or Roman shades. Let me know what you think would look good. Okay guys, that is our entryway, living room, and dining room. And now we are gonna pick back up with our original footage that I was able to recover of the empty apartment tour. Thank you for playing pretend with me. Now enjoy the rest of the video, which is an actual empty apartment tour. Moving in here, we have our kitchen, and we have Margot, who is my assistant and also my best friend, who I pay to spend a lot of time with me and help me out with everything.
I do it for free.
Yeah, Margot's been working with me for, it's been like 3 months, right? How do you like it so far?
I love it. All I've ever had.
Are you excited for the move?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, so this is the kitchen here. It's really nice. My last kitchen was like a little like 8-foot by 8-foot room with not a lot of functionality to it. Like the amount of storage in this space, there's just so much. There's a stove that works. 2 ovens that work. I mean, I'm spoiled. Having 2 ovens is crazy. And a huge refrigerator. My last refrigerator was like 1/3 of the size of this, and the freezer section was really little. So I'm excited to have this. I feel like a grown adult. Over here, there's this separate storage area. I don't know what to call this because it's not bar or an island, but, or is it a bar? Kind of a bar? A little bit. Because there's so much storage in this place, I thought it would actually be kind of cool to like take those doors off and let this be open storage here. But I don't know. I would definitely love to paint this whole space and also paint the cabinets, of course. I'm gonna be replacing these knobs as soon as possible. And then my favorite part by far in the kitchen is the sky blue accent window. Such a vibe. No, these will definitely be getting changed out, and that curtain rod will also go. These light fixtures are gonna go. And then if you walk past here, we've got my laundry room, which is really nice because it's a full-size laundry room with tons of storage. Inside of here, there's an outlet, which is really nice because Margot and I went to Crate and Barrel and got a microwave, and honestly, microwaves are just never that pretty. We're gonna keep that stored in here, and it's nice because we can hide it. But yeah, for once, I have a laundry room that I'm like, well, I wouldn't mind sitting in here folding some clothes. Another cute thing in here is the doggy door. I actually brought Blondie here yesterday, and she met my landlord's dog. My landlord lives in a house on like the other side of our yard, which I'll show you in a little bit. Then we have our sink. That faucet will be getting replaced. There's a lot of things I've never done before, like replacing a faucet, that I'm gonna try to do in this house. I've painted, I've done light fixtures and all of that, but yeah, I wanna get one that feels a little bit more like stylistically balanced with the space. So we're gonna do that. And then when you come through here, we have the downstairs / guest bathroom. This bathroom is very dark for multiple reasons. One, it doesn't get a lot of light. The other dark aspect of this bathroom is the Paul Revere shower curtain. Let me see if I can adjust to the settings so you can see. I mean, I don't have words. This was a choice.
We're keeping that for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to let this one go. I'm thinking we're gonna design the whole space around that shower curtain. So we definitely can find a cute shower curtain. I've actually not lived in a place ever
where I can put a shower curtain. Like all of my last places are tubs and then glass enclosed showers. So I'm actually excited to have a room that I can find a cool shower curtain for. But yeah, the space is pretty dark. I don't love that, but I also don't mind a little cozy moment, especially if it's for something like a bathroom. It's not my bathroom, it's the one downstairs that guests will use. I feel like we can paint it and really like lean into making it just like a cute little dark cozy bathroom. This is going to be a fun project to film when the time comes. And then beside this bathroom, we have the guest bedroom, which is actually one of my favorite rooms in this house and the one that I plan on working on first. One of my good friends is coming to stay with me for a few weeks, and I really want to make this room just feel amazing for her. Like the rest of the house, these curtain rods and curtains are going. This I'll probably leave for now. I really don't mind that. And then the lights that are out in the living room, there's also one in here. Unless I find a really cool one to put in here, I'll probably just leave that. One thing I wanted to do in the Hollywood Hills house is replace the switch covers with something that looked way better than white plastic. So in this house, I've already ordered everything. I went to every room and counted all of the light switches, all of the outlets. So yeah, we're gonna swap those out for stainless steel, which I think brings a really unique balance to the space, especially considering this house is quite warm and old. I feel like that pop of metal does a lot. I'm not 100% sure about the layout of this room, but I do know that I want a really big storage unit for this wall that I can put all my linens in, towels, board games, all that kind of stuff. Coming out to the hallway, you can see the living room here, and just before that, we have a storage closet. I'll probably put a lot of my candles and incense and stuff in here. I have a lot of that. So as someone who has a lot of things, I'm a huge fan of storage, and I really believe you just can never have enough. As we come around the mantle, we are back at the stairs, and now I want to show you guys the upstairs to my house. Coming off the staircase to your right, we have our first bedroom, and this is what I'm thinking will be the office. I'm gonna do a lot of my editing here, store PR, and just make it the room that, you know, you can close the door if you don't want people to see the mess, but this is where the workspace is basically gonna be. I love these windows and the roof and the pretty tree outside. It's just, I don't know, this house is so warm and homey, and I really, really love it a lot. One thing I don't love is this really odd cutout, which allows you to see down into the living room that can easily be hidden with like a bookshelf or art or literally anything. And then on the other side of the room, we have two closets and a little nook. I love big wooden storage pieces, so I'm thinking I'll probably put something like that here and do sort of like communal work table floating in the center of the room. But yeah, that's all for this room. And then coming out of here, you can see my bedroom across the way, but we're not gonna go in there yet. We're gonna check out my bathroom. It's not my favorite bathroom I've ever had, but it's also not my least favorite. And I feel like the things I don't like, I can change pretty easily. For example, this flooring. I'm not a fan of things that are meant to look vintage, but aren't vintage. This tile is trying to replicate old Spanish tile, and it is just not my vibe at all. So I might actually use peel and stick. I mean, I would love to do real tile here, but I don't know if one, my landlord will let me, and two, if it would be worth the money, especially considering the space isn't that big. Like, it's a pretty small area. I remember in my last bathroom, I fully hated it, and I never thought that anything I would do would ever salvage it or make it, you know, a space that I actually loved. One day I was like, you know what, let me try swapping the mirror, let me paint and just see how it looks. And actually it completely changed the whole space. So I know that with a little TLC, we can make this bathroom really, really cool, because it is far better than the last bathroom I made over. And then moving this way, we have my bedroom, which just like the other room, it's got very tall ceilings and a pretty sufficient amount of space. The only difference is in this room, you get this extra little bit of space. I know I've mentioned a few different areas where I could put a desk and have a workspace, but I love having multiple points in my house where I can sit and be productive for journaling, working on the computer, reading. I'm thinking it could be cute to do a desk here. Or if I don't do that, I could put my dresser here. By far one of the coolest parts of this room is this really wide window with a view of Silver Lake and the reservoir. Let me bring you closer so you can see. Look at how stunning it is. There are also these little closets. There's one on this side and there is one right here. They're honestly a really odd shape. So probably just gonna hang my jackets here and then maybe put like a shoe rack down there. I was initially thinking I could put my nightstands and bed here under the window, but I could also put it on this wall, which kind of, I think, opens the flow up of the room a little better. And finally, I wanna show you guys my 2 outdoor spaces. We have a deck and then there's more of an actual yard. And then if you stick around to the very end of the video, I have something very strange, but very cool to show you that comes with the house. So let's go check all of it out. Okay, so out here we have my deck. There's a door here that connects to the guest bedroom. The door that you are sitting in goes to the living room. And yeah, this is the most outdoor space I've ever had. But outdoor stuff is tricky. No one really talks about how difficult it is to outfit an outdoor area, especially when you have a big space to fill. You can't see it on camera, but there's sort of a concrete area here, and then this way it's all wooden. I'm also barefoot and it's really hot. My landlord told me that they're gonna paint the deck. They just haven't done that yet. I love the railing being this black color, and then I think for the base, doing like a beige or cream could be really nice. But once again, I'm pretty new to outdoor spaces, so I know I don't love the gray, which is what it's currently painted. Now let's go down here and check out the lower level. Making our way outside, this is one of the biggest selling points for me of the house is just all of the outdoor space that you get here, especially having Blondie. I really wanted her to have a lot of room to run and play, and there is plenty of room for that here. Making our way down, we have this lower deck area. I'm thinking it'll look best to do like a big communal table down here. This is more where we could like sit and eat a whole meal, as opposed to this area, which I see more for like lounging. I want to get a really cool sofa to put up there, coffee table, that kind of thing. I also love the idea of this being oriented for dining because the kitchen is literally off that door. So it's a really nice flow from the kitchen down here. It was so cute having Blondie here because she almost didn't know what to do with all of the space, and she of course loves to explore and check everything out. Speaking of checking everything out, I have to show you the most crazy part of this house, and that is the Tiki Lounge. I don't even know if my camera's picking up how crazy this space is, but apparently the last tenants that lived here converted this area to a literal tiki bar. I'm definitely going to like spruce it up a bit and like enhance the whole space. I'll get a much better speaker system. I'll find really cool drinkware and books and little decorative objects to put in here. There's also a pass-through to the outside, so if you have friends out there dining, you can have your bartender in here making drinks and handing them out to people who want to come up to the window and grab them. It's always such a fun thing when houses have their little party tricks, and the tiki bar is 100% this house's party trick. All right guys, that is the house. There's a lot of ground to cover at this house and a lot of rooms that we're going to work on and a lot of cool projects to be had. So if you want to follow the journey, please subscribe. If you don't follow me on Instagram and TikTok, please be sure to do that. Those links will be below in the description box. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye guys.